to go ahead and announce the skaters for our next upcoming bout. For the Furious Truck Stop waitresses, we have 106 Mad Hater, 1-3 Crispy Nubbins, 1-5 Lulu Bunny, 1973 Miss Andre, 1974 Foxy Aphrodite, 420 Pariah Carey, 575 Risky Business, 66 Little Spoon, 6060 Goldie Agogo, 808 Purple Raina, 916 Katie Kaboom. Goldie Agogo is your captain, and Katie Kaboom is your co-captain.
And for the Surly Girlies, we have number 008 Ham Wheezy, number 12 Hawaiian Blaze, number 1701 Jams T. Kirk, number 226 Strawberry Hurt Cakes, number 24 Patty Slamaze, number 264 Velasco Sauce, number 45 Ammunitia, number 5000 Stashbot, number 55 Enya Dreams, number 666 Hell's Angel, number 7 Rocky Bonobo, number 70 Monty Scarlo, 71 Rum Noxious, number 72 Cholula, and number 924 Lose Chaos.
And I, as always, am Thrash Panda.
And I am Laser Wolf.
Or Ben.
Also Ben.
Your 1-5 on FTW is Lola Bunny. And 1973 Miss Andrew.
What? Did I say it wrong?
All right, I thought you
I said Andre. It's Andre?
Miss Andrew.
Miss Andre.
Yeah, Miss Andrew is the opposite of misogyny.
Yes.
We got Mad Hater jamming against Enya Dreams.
I'll slip you a post-it note if I notice like a trend or anything.
Okay.
Jump out.
Sure. All right, looks like both jammers are having a lot of trouble getting out of these very defensive walls being put up in this jam.
Yeah, all the way through turn 1, pushing the pack slowly over to turn 2. Anya Dream's going to take lead jam for the Surlies.
Oh, Enya.
Surly's working on their scoring pass. FTW still on their initial pass. And Enya's going to get through for 5 points.
It's got to be Enya, right?
It's got to be. Ooh.
A tough goodbye hit from Lose Chaos.
But she does manage to pass the pack.
Yeah, so with the star pass, that's going to put some pressure on the Surlies. And sure enough, they're going to call that off, but not before picking up, looks like 9 points.
Is it Lula or Lola? Lola. Isn't that what I said? Thank you.
I'm thinking Lola. Cholula, yeah, he's learning about Lola.
Lola Bunny jamming up against Hell's Angel. Both of them making out.
But it looks like Lola, it does have the lead.
All right, and they're going to call that off. This will be a draw.
Both got out like the exact same time. Yeah.
And now we're going to have Stashbot jamming against Mad Hater.
Am I hallucinating, or was there a different jammer out there at the start of this?
I don't know.
What was the star pass in the last jam? Okay.
Man Hater, once again, not having a lot of success getting out of the pack. She loses lead.
Yeah, Stashbot already through and onto a scoring pass. Mad Hater going up against Hawaiian Blaze in the back there.
We do have a panty pass. Am I not allowed to call it panties?
Trying to get away from
Oh, okay.
So the star has been passed over to number 575, Risky Business, who's going to take over power jamming duties as the Surly Jammers sit in the penalty box.
And she does muscle her way through to get out of the pack. This will be a 2-minute jam since we have lost the lead. Oh, it looks like we're having another.
So we'll play
jammer
musical
go to the
jammers.
box. So the jammer for the truck stop waitresses is only going to have to sit for as long as the Surly's jammer sat.
Stashbot wasting no time, free on the track with a little jump. Going to pick up 5 points. Stashbot coming through for another scoring pass and another little hop, skip, and a jump.
A beautiful,
go ahead.
A beautiful sweep play there for the power play. Got Stashbot out with almost no effort.
Both jammers back on the track.
Both teams at full strength. Stashbot still managing to muscle their way through to score another 5 points.
Yeah, and Risky Business getting recycled all the way back. Looks like that was Hawaiian Blaze again, playing a lot of defense in the back of that Arizona pack.
And that was a 20-point jam for the Surleys.
So they're going to jump out to a pretty big early lead here, 29 points to 3, as we head into the 5th jam.
You make me better, Barth.
That is what we're all here to do. It is funny to kind of see the trends.
And we've got Pariah Carey jamming for the Furious Truck Stop Waitresses. Enya Dreams jamming once again for the Surly Girlies.
Both jammers facing up against some defensive walls here.
And Pariah is actually able to get lead jam for FTW. Enya's got 2 more to beat, but they are not making it easy. Stretching that pack all the way out. She finally gets free.
Pariah's going to have an opportunity here to score some points before the other jammer is able to get into the pack.
Yeah, she's through 1 scoring pass.
All right, so both jammers are now in scoring position and gaining points. Surleys lose 1 to the box.
Yeah, Enya having a little bit of difficulty with her scoring pass. Seems Pariah is able to make it through once again, already up to 9 points. And it looks like she'll try to get 1 more.
And she calls it off.
So when that's all said and done, nice little pickup for Tucson. Looks like 11 points to the 4 from the Surleys.
So it looks like Hell's Angels and Mad Hatter are going to go at it again.
Yeah, it looks like the jammer rotation is synced up a little bit. And this time, Mad Hater able to spring loose. Hell's Angel hot on their heels, though. Fast-moving pack.
Oh, Tucson.
Good display of speed by Mad Hater there. Able to pick up a point.
Why did they give this earliest 2 points?
Did they? I thought there was a 0.
Yeah. The scoreboard's got 2 for the Surleys.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
The Surleys got 2 there?
Yeah, because got 2 in the back here.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a late. I'm like,
Rocky Bonobo out to a quick lead jam in their inaugural jam of this contest. Lola Bunny still working on their initial pass. And getting recycled.
Rocky coming in for a scoring pass while Lola is still stuck in the pack. Lola just manages to get out, but gets some much needed hits there.
Some really powerful jamming by Rocky so far.
Rocky has not seen a lot of opposition for this entire jam. Surly's are definitely giving Lola Bunny the business.
Yeah, absolutely. Lola's having a pretty tough time on this jam.
Rocky getting recycled for the first time in this jam. And Lola takes another nasty hit.
Yeah, Ham Weezy up there with Hawaiian Blaze and Monte Scarlo. And Rocky continues to circle the track. So there was a star pass, I believe. So Pariah Carey picking up jamming duties, and that's going to be enough to force the end of that jam. But
not many seconds left anyways.
yeah, 23 points picked up for the Surleys. A big, big jam.
So we have Matt Hader facing off against Stashbot.
Yeah, it's like
Stashbot going on the outside, gets the early lead there. Matt Hader does get recycled. The Surleys are definitely putting up a strong defensive wall there. Stashbot is able to slip through and gains 5 points. Oh, Stash just slams through the waitress's wall there.
Yeah, right up the middle.
Another 5.
Ammunition recycling Matt Hader for.
Matt Hader still trying to find her way through this strong Surly defensive wall.
Yeah, this is back-to-back jams.
Stashbot giving the crowd a good show there. As she's on her 15th point. She sneaks through again. A little bit of a collision there.
Did give FTW enough time to reform, but not quite enough as Stashbot's going to pick up the 20th point of the jam. And 2 jams in a row, the Surly defense is just really making life difficult.
And she's going to call it at 25 points.
That's going to put the Surleys up by an even 70 points. Really strong early performance. 84-14 so far.
In the game. And that brings Stashbot's total score for points in this game to 45, which is pretty impressive this early in a first period.
Yeah, over half of the points for the Surleys.
Looks like the team is going to be timeout for TRD.
I don't feel like I'm able to hear you very well.
Yeah, you're the only mic that actually works. I think I'm just pretending.
But I think you want to be like right up on it if you can. Yeah.
Trying to.
Usually helps if I hold it.
Woo! This is kind of fun in its own way.
So FTW is scoreless 6 out of the first 8 jams of this bout.
And if any of my abbreviations are weird, let me know.
We're actually doing pretty good. I hate abbreviations, but it's working for me. When you switched from FTW to TRD, I know they're the same thing, Now I know they're the same thing.
Now I'm going to try to get away from TRD.
Yeah.
It's not TRD.
All right, that's Pariah and Enya. So Pariah and Enya are going to start off this jam. A little bit of a scuffle and a mix-up there. Enya is still trying to get through this FTW wall. Pariah is trying to go through the middle and now the inside without any luck there.
Yeah, really chaotic pack.
Foxy Aphrodite, the last blocker, has to give it up.
Yeah, I got separated too far from the pack. Enya's going to pick up lead jam.
All right, a successful star pass. And FTW is able to pull out of the pack there. And Enya's going to call it before FTW is going to be able to score any points. That's going to add another pointless jam to their list.
Yeah, clean 4-0 pickup for the Surleys on that one. Now we're going to have a matchup that we've seen a few times already. Hell's Angel up against Mad Hater. Not a lot of movement so far.
The waitresses are really going to have to lock down the Surly's jammer and really work their offensive to get their jammer out if they're going to try to have any opportunity to close the gap in this game.
Yeah, and unable to do that this time as Hell's Angel found a little bit of gap on the inside and now working on a scoring pass. Angel's through for 4 points and is going to call it off.
Let's see. She does manage to keep the waitresses scoreless.
Yeah, it was close. Called it off just in time.
Yeah, that one was almost getting a little reckless.
Yep, I agree. Stashbot jamming again up against Lola Bunny. Stashbot loving the fans.
Definitely a contest we've seen go in the favor of the Surleys. Let's hope Lola can actually turn this around.
Yeah, and it looked like Lola was making a little bit of headway on the inside, but Stashbot able to bust through the pack.
She found that hole and she took advantage of it.
And some really nice lateral movement there by Stashbot at high speeds. Is going to pick up, looks like another 4 points, maybe 3. I think just 3 points.
That's why I do this.
Yeah, that's I do the German 3. Thank you, Quentin Tarantino.
I don't want to be shot in a bar.
Right?
It's a basement.
Bonjour.
Arrivederci.
Risky Business up against Enya Dreams. Risky Business taking a hard shot from Rum Noxious, trying to get around the outside. Neither jammer is successful thus far. Really good wall up there by FTW.
Risky Business pushes her way past the wall and has obtained lead. Enya has just squeaked out past the waitresses, and she's hot on Risky Business's tail. Risky Business runs into her own team trying to get some points. I don't think that's going to be points for either side. No,
Yeah, we'll see. It looks like maybe one.
One for the truck stop waitresses. So that's going to be the first lead for the truck stop waitresses in the last 6 jams. They really got to start capitalizing on these leads and putting some points up on the boards.
Yeah, they're really going to want to start chipping away. The lead getting a little bit out of hand, but there's still plenty of time left in this one.
A nice hit on the outside, keeping the jammer from getting past.
Yeah, it looked like Pariah had some room, and then out of nowhere, it took a shoulder.
Sometimes you think that inside lane is open, but sometimes that inside lane is just a trap.
Pariah
Does
able to
have
make the
lead
way
again.
through.
She's got a little bit of a distance. She does have the opportunity, if they can grab a goat for her, to score a point before she calls it off.
Yeah, Pariah was able to get some points on the board before they called it off, but we'll see if the Surleys snuck some points out there. And those thieving Pirates did get 1 point for themselves.
And it looks like Furious Truck Stop Wagers has got a penalty right at the end there, so they're going to be starting to play her down. And that's going to send Goldie back to the bench.
It's like a new jammer for the Surleys. Number 72, Cholula, up against a familiar jammer for FTW, Mad Hater.
Cholula definitely on her first jam, not giving a good show as she gets lead.
Yeah, absolutely. Taking advantage of the extra blocker that the Surleys had. Able to spring Cholula. Cholula now having a bit of difficulty on the scoring pass up against a solid tripod.
Truck Stop Waitress is not looking to be points here. We're seeing some 1-on-1 and 3-on-1s. Definitely keeping the walls moving and keeping this interesting.
Yeah, risky business anchoring that tripod and so far successfully keeping out the Surly jammer. Got a little bit of offense from her team and was able to get past that tripod.
And Cholula picks up 5 points. Mad Hater is out of the pack finally. And it looks like Cholula is calling it off. They're going to keep the Furious Truck Stop Waitresses from scoring on that jam. So in the last several jams, the Truck Stop Waitresses have only been able to put up 3 points.
Yeah, and the Surly Girlies
points.
nearing the century mark. Stashbot with great work coming around the inside, picking up lead jam. And it looks like this will be a power jam for the Surly Girlies.
Lula Bunny pulls a cut there. It's definitely not something you want to do when you're down this many points in a game.
Wow, really nice dodge there by Stashbot. That's going to bring the Surleys over 100 points.
And Stashbot has gotten lead the last five out of the last 5 times she has jammed.
Now, 100% is a pretty good average.
Yes. The waitresses are really going to have to shut down this jammer if they have any hopes of bringing this back.
Yeah, Stashbot is just running wild so far. 10 points already, this one.
All right, the waitresses are back up to full strength. They have a jammer on the board again. They just need to get her out.
Yeah, the Surly stretching the pack as they recycle.
Oh, a massive hit there delivered by Lulu Bunny. That is amazing that everyone just got right back up after that one.
Yeah, that was a big, big collision.
That was a hard hit.
All right, Stashbot scores 20 points on that whole jam and decides to call it.
It's going to be like 23 points for Stashbot, 1 for FTW picked up at the end of that. So we're going to have an even 100-point lead for the Surleys.
And that brings the total points scored for Stashbot up to 68 in this first period.
Stashbot's still responsible for more than half of the Surleys' points. It's a really impressive display. Hell's Angel grabbing lead jam, going to try to pick up some points herself.
But Mad Hater's coming in fast. She's going to try to force that call off.
And she does, but it looks like Angel did pick up 4 points.
Waitresses are definitely going to have to get something started here if they have any hopes of bringing this back.
Yeah, I mean, slowly but surely, if they can start to string together some lead jams, they can start to chip away at the lead.
Definitely need a momentum shift here in this game, or it's just going to be a complete runaway.
Lola Bunny going to try to do that. Nobody moving right now.
Lola Bunny are both fighting in about the same position in the pack. Lola Bunny's out in front. She's only got one to beat, and she's lead.
And just like that, the Surleys start to reform.
And it looks like she's going to go ahead and take the inside and gain lead. But Lola Bunny's right behind her. So this could probably be another forced points and call it.
Yep, Enya's got about a half a track here.
We just saw the entire pack take off. All right, we do have somebody down.
Yeah, we do have a skater down.
Alive. We got two Surleys in the box. This is a great opportunity starting in the next jam for the Free Your Stars for Waitresses to do something with this game.
See what happens?
No.
Can't tell who it is over there.
I believe it is Mad Hater. So Derby is a full contact sport, but that's why we do wear pads. A little statistics here. You're actually 400 times more likely to pull an injury in basketball than you are in roller derby. I got that off of Facebook, so I know it's true. Oh, no, it's not. It's somebody else.
Katie Kaboom.
916.
Track through here is top notch.
Oh, yeah. They're all over the place.
It really
All right, looks like we're ready to get started again. We are in the 17th jam of the first half. The Surleys do have a dominating lead of 127 to the Truck Stop Waitresses 23.
And with about 6 minutes remaining, Pariah Carey and Stashbot, but Stashbot wasting no time grabbing lead jam.
Taking that inside lane, the Furious Truck Stop Waitresses left it wide open, and all she had to do was just step right through.
Yeah, this time the inside lane was not a trap. Stashbot already threw a scoring pass, but Pariah Carey also picking up some points for FTW.
Both teams definitely picking up points here. Stashbot has done a great job killing the 2 penalties that the Surly started the jam with.
Yeah, absolutely. And Stashbot's letting this one run.
Being lead jammer, she's in control here, so the Furious Trucks of Wagers are really going to have to put a break on her momentum here to convince her to call off this jam.
Yeah, and so far they have managed to bottle up Pariah Carey. Pariah already threw a scoring pass and an initial pass, working on her second scoring pass.
And that massive hit from number 13, it does convince Stashbot to go ahead and call off this jam.
Now we're going to see Rocky Bonobo up against Lola Bunny.
I believe this is Rocky's second jam.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. I think it's Rocky's second jam, and they had a successful first one.
Oh, yes. Rocky's first jam was incredibly successful. Almost had no defense on them at all.
Yeah, Rocky, one of the skaters that moved up to the Surly's relative release recently, within the last 6 months or so. And they're already out for a lead jam again.
Yeah. Lola Bunny, again, having a lot of trouble getting past this Surly defensive wall.
And Rocky took a hit from Risky Business, but did not go down, able to spin through and continue to pick up points.
Lola is out and is muscling it in a hot pursuit here. Try to get a call off or get some points scored.
Big collision right at the end.
But I do believe there's going to be points on both sides here.
Yep, you're correct. It looks like a couple picked up by FTW. And there was actually a penalty assessed at the very end of that jam, so the Surleys are going to start in a power jam situation. First 30 seconds or so of this one, Hell's Angels going to be unopposed. And with some offense from her team, Angel already with the lead jam. Took all of about 3 seconds. And Angel pushing through the last 2 FTW blockers to put 5 points on the board for her team. Now we're going to see a little sweep coming in from the offense. Angel bowling over a couple FTW blockers.
Hell's Angel hitting a strong wall here. But she sneaks around on the outside, gets a little tap, but she's able to continue.
Yep, able to just barely fall inbounds past the FTW blockers, but with a successful star pass, that is going to be the end of that jam, but solid one by Hell's Angel there, picked up at least 14.
If you're going to take a fall, taking a fall inbounds is definitely the way to go.
Yeah, preferably fall inbounds past the blockers. Worked out pretty well.
You might not get any points passing blockers that way, but you definitely get out of the pack.
Do you get no points for that?
If you fall and pass people, nothing. You don't get anything.
So you can't like dive. That makes sense. Yeah. It would be terrible.
Yeah. All right,
That's Cholula on their second jam, I believe.
Yes, I believe that's correct.
Out for lead jam. Could be the last jam of the half, under 2 minutes to go.
Pretty sure that's 2 for 2 on lead as well for her.
Yeah, the Surly's continuing a strong run of lead jams.
Mad Hater trying to sneak in through the inside, but gets tapped out and recycled. Cholula adding another 5 points. Oh, Aphrodite coming in and giving a hard hit to Rocky.
Oh, Hawaiian Blaze not going to make it that easy.
And Manhater pulls a cut call there. You got to be very careful when you're coming back in. You got to make sure that you didn't gain any position on any of the opposing team. You also can't gain position on two of your own teammates.
No, I did not know that about your own team.
I got a call from that one time during a mashup. I was very confused, and I turned around and I saw two very similar colored players, and I was like, oh, okay, I get it.
So Cholula taking advantage of the power jam situation, heading north of the 20-point mark. And as the clock expires, it's likely that this will be the last jam of the first half. And it's been a great half for the Surleys.
Matt Hayter trying to get some points up on the board right before this jam ends. This jam will take us into halftime.
And Cholula with a couple parting points there. Looks like that is going to be at least 29 points. And we'll head to the halftime.
And in this first half, the Surleys have had 5 jams with 20 or more points, while the Fierce Trucks and Waitresses have had a lot of jams with 1 point.
Oh yeah, it's got it.
It's fun. You're keeping track of passes and everything. Thanks, sir. I like it on penalties.
They did deliver the pizza itself, but the only pressing the Robert's brand.
Yeah, I just have to make sure they allow it. I'm done. Did you just tell Harlan?
Yeah.
I think she's gonna do it. But I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I don't want to work on this too. This is good stuff. Yeah, anytime we don't have a third, feel free.
All right. Did you? What system are you using there?
It's basically just a score. It's basically just a scorekeeper sheet flipped. So I'm tracking jam, jammer, lead, points per jam.
I like the points on there. Yeah.
Start passes and jam penalties. Not what the penalty is, but if there's a penalty. Yeah, I'm gonna check the penalties for you too. I think it's another one. Okay, this is way more work than I'm willing to do now. I wish I had nothing. Where do you belong? Yeah, this is I mean, like, obviously there's been a number of like large jams. Yeah, it hasn't looked like. I don't know, sometimes I feel like you see a team that's really running away, like with a swear like that. It looks like the other team is just like helpless and they can't do anything. I don't think I felt that way about FTW. Like they're competing, they're just like barely behind them. Yeah, they're not getting lead. Yeah, that's the problem. They're getting out, but they're not getting lead. They're going to be on multi-passes now. They've had one pass. They've had one multi-pass jam. Yeah. And Surly's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 multi-pass jams. Yeah. And what's surprising is we haven't seen the scales jam at all. This has all been done with mountain scales as well. Holy shit. Okay.
All right, the second half's about to start.
Yeah, FTW with a bit of work to do in the second half. Currently trailing by 161 points.
That's some good quick math there.
Yeah, I was very nervous about it. And no lead jammer yet as we head into turn 2.
Pariah does sneak in on the inside and grabs lead jammer.
That's what FTW is going to need. However, Enya Dreams also out of the pack, so we'll see how many points Pariah is able to pick up, speeding the pack up.
Pariah is the leading scorer for the Furious Truck Stop Waitresses. She had 20 points before this jam, and it looks like she's going to pick up no points on this jam.
All right.
Would you like it? It looked like she had scored, so I thought she had something for me to put on that.
And with both teams at full strength, we're going to have Hell's Angel up against Lola Bunny.
This has been a matchup that has had some interesting turnouts. Hell's Angel has clearly been dominating between these two jammers every time they go up against each other, but that's only got to mean that Lulu's looking for some revenge.
Ooh, Lose Chaos with a tough hit, but FTW did pick up lead jam.
Yeah, so Lulu is going to be able to control it. Lola is going to be able to control this jam. She has passed the panty, which means that she has lost that control. So this is going to be a 2-minute jam with 1 minute and 31 left on it.
And Hell's Angel threw a scoring pass now.
Okay. Yeah.
Looks like we're going to have a penalty assessed to the FTW blocker.
Aphrodite's going to be sitting in the box.
Meanwhile, Risky Business, I believe, still working on the initial pass for FTW. Well, actually, no, they got lead
No,
jam.
they had lead. So she may not be on scoring. Yeah, there's no lead.
Yeah, no lead because of the star pass. And then is she going to need to pass all the way around again to score points?
But Hell's Angel is definitely putting a lot of points on the board for Surly's.
Yeah, the Surly's over 200 points.
Risky Business does survive quite a gauntlet there at the end and is able to get out of the pack.
Wow, some excellent offense from the Surly blockers there.
Surly's able to stop Risky's momentum, and they're going to be taking her all the way back. And that's going to be it for the jam.
23 points picked up by the Surlys, 5 for FTW. Now we'll have Miss Andrew jamming for FTW, and this might be their first jam. I'm not sure if they have
Pretty
jammed
sure this
yet.
is her first jam, yes.
Up against Cholula, who's been out there a few times. Looks like a relief-style jammer for the Surlys so far.
We'll definitely see if this change in jammers can give them some pepper going in and trying to close this gap.
So far, not having a ton of success. The initial wall from the Surlys holding strong.
And Cholula has managed to take lead, and she's coming in for her first scoring pass. She's facing off against a very strong wall there. But she is able to slip by putting some moves, and she does score her 5 points. And Cholula just flies right through the pack there, picking up another 5 points.
Looks like there's a star pass happening for FTW. So it looks like Pariah Carey going to pick up jamming duties.
but she is not going to be able to grab any points as Cholula calls it off for the Surleys.
Yeah, but able to put pressure on at least, so puts it at 14 points for the Surleys.
Hey, that's really all you can do when you've got when you don't have lead, you're stuck in the wall. Your job as the jammer and your job as the team is to go on that offense, get your jammer out so you can put pressure on the jammer that has lead and really just stop the bleeding.
Yep, absolutely.
So Stash is up against Mad Hater again. Stash takes a nice little jaunt right through the inside lane, has absolutely no opposition.
Yeah,
she's,
I think almost
she's a little out in
untouched.
front, but Mad Hater's giving her a good chase.
Yeah, we're off to the races.
Yeah, the pace for the whole pack has really sped up. So Liz is going to be looking to grab a couple of easy points here, help Stash get those points before she calls it off.
And Stash
And
actually,
she's through.
She's
Both
letting it run.
jammers are through, picking up 4 points each. So this is definitely going to be an endurance jam.
Yeah,
Stash is making it look easy.
and we'll see if Stash calls it off here.
Yeah, she gets hemmed up, so she calls it off after a few points.
All right, so points picked up on either side, but Surly's able to get a couple extra.
So Fierce Shark Wages are starting this jam off with their highest scoring jammer. Hopefully trying to see if they can put some more points up on the board. Prize
Yeah.
getting a lot of abuse. And looks like she's going to be going ahead and getting recycled.
Yeah, she was almost through and then got knocked inbounds, well, inside out of bounds.
Enya's able to muscle her way through the pack, and she has picked up lead. Pariah's still struggling up at the front. We've got a bridge down. The walls are definitely not giving up any leverage here for the jammers.
No, not at all. A couple really strong walls, but
Pariah's just able to sneak by on the inside there. And Enya's going to go ahead and call it and rob the Furious Sharks Up Wagers of any attempt to get any points there.
the FTW defense did hold the Surleys to just 4 points there, so not too bad for a jam that lasted that long without having their jammer out.
In a game like the one we're having today, just holding the opposite team to 4 points is pretty defensive. It's a good defensive measure there.
Cholula working against Lola Bunny. Cholula doing a lot more jamming here in the second half for the Surleys.
She's definitely getting some opposition here from the wall. Furious Sharks Are Waitresses are definitely giving her a hard time in the back here.
Yeah, Crispy Nubbins with the...
Lola takes a bad fall on the front there. And Cholula's able to squeak by.
One more blocker to beat for FTW.
And she does it.
Lola's through.
Cholula's going to grab her points and call it off.
And it looks like Cholula was able to call it off before any points picked up. And able to get the full 4 points there, actually. So another 4-0 jam for the Surleys. Oops. Back down to 3. 3-point jam for the Surleys.
It was 4. It was. Yeah.
Pariah and Hell's Angels are facing off on this one. A lot of bodies on the track there, giving Hell's Angel a nice easy inside lane.
Yeah, both jammers kind of sprung free in the chaos, but Hell's Angels got a few feet between themselves.
And that's going to end the jam and the 5th straight lead for the Surleys in this second half.
Yep, another 4-0 jam. Feels like we've had a few. They're just getting the one pass jams, but they're getting lead, and they're not letting FTW chip away.
So this is the largest point deficit of any game so far in this tournament.
Over 200 points. Enya having some difficulty against the FTW wall on this jam.
The Goldie Aphrodite wall is a mighty wall to try to get past.
FTW with lead jam, working on their scoring pass. And they're going to go ahead and call that off.
So we are 50-9 Surly's this half. Surly's keeping the Furious Trucks Up Waitresses from scoring even double digits so far. And we're 11 minutes into the second half.
So Rocky's out for another jam. We'll see what they can do. Pariah Carey, kind of a workhorse for the FTW, doing a lot of jamming. Neither jamming having a ton of success, but Rocky's only got one more to beat now. A lot of chaos.
Pariah's getting sandwiched back here in the rear, trying to do a panty pass so they can try to get some momentum going. But that's not working out too well for him. She does find an inside lane and is able to squeak out through. Rocky does a jump there and calls it off.
Really nice athletic jamming by Rocky.
Definitely. On our official side, so this is a state championship. We have a lot of people from all over the place. Scary Bejesus out here. She's from Flagstaff like me. Guinness, he's actually from England, currently lives in New York, made the trip out here. Wow. Yeah. We got a lot of people traveling a long way to get here today.
Yeah, it's really impressive.
And we got Topper over there, and he's from Vegas. He's got a house for sale. So if you're looking to buy a house in Las Vegas, Topper just remodeled it. I've seen a lot of pictures on Facebook. It looks good. So if you're looking to make the move, I definitely know that there's a newly renovated house available in Las Vegas for you. There. My good deed for the day.
How much is he paying?
This is just a timeout.
It's an official review, I think. Or official timeout? Yeah, official timeout.
All right, looks like the official timeout's going to be over soon.
Yeah,
Surly's are going to be starting with one down in the box. This is a good opportunity for the waitresses to try to score some easy points here with a little bit of an advantage.
Yeah, they're sending out Mad Hater and Rum Noxious in their first jam as a Surly.
Rum Noxious takes the outside, tries to get by, and gets a nasty hit from Lola Bunny. But she does manage to obtain lead.
Yeah, was able to stay just in bounds on the outside edge there. Got far enough away that Lola had to give up pursuit.
Rum Noxious put some very fancy outside skating there to squeeze by the waitress's wall.
So there's been a star pass for FTW, so Lola Bunny's got the star now.
And that makes the 8th star pass for the waitresses. They don't count anymore. Yes.
And Rum able to pick up 9 points on that against the 2 that FTW was able to get at the very end.
Silly, but yeah. They changed the thing so that if there's after the whistle you have no position, so you can't get a penalty for hitting another player.
And now we'll see Stashbot up against Risky Business. Stashbot having just an incredible game for the Surleys.
Yeah, well, the way I've read it,
Stashbot on her toe stops around the outside, grabbing lead jam.
But everyone's taking it to
And now Stash Spot recycled by Foxy Aphrodite.
She takes a nice bounce off of Afro there.
Recovered very quickly.
She wiggles through the wall and goes ahead and calls it.
Yep, Risky Business was through their initial pass and was flying towards the pack, so it's just going to be a 4-0 jam there for Stash Spot.
Stash is now 8 for 8 in getting lead in her jams.
And now we're going to have Ham Wheezy, the captain of the Surleys, putting on the star for the first time.
I thought that was going to be her first, Stash Spot's first one pass jam, but it was
Okay. Mad Hater tries to take the inside lane there.
Mad Hater almost through, but knocked to the inside by Rocky Bonobo. And Ham Wheezy trying to bulldoze their way through the FTW Vol. And is going to get called to the penalty box for that. Was a little bit too aggressive. So that's going to be a power jam for FTW.
Crowd's calling for offense.
Looks
There is
like-
a star pass, and Lola Bunny is out of the pack, and she has a good opportunity here to score some points for the Furious Truck Stop Waitresses, which they desperately need.
Yeah, here comes the offense. Definitely disrupting the Surly blockers, but yep, Lola is able to make it through.
Definitely not the cleanest offense I've ever seen, but it was effective. Lola does get out and scores 5 points.
Yeah, we're able to disrupt it enough. Lola goes for the apex jump, unsuccessful.
Both teams back to full strength.
Yeah,
Both
Ham Wheezy-
jammers out and in scoring position. And we have no lead.
So Ham Wheezy got one more to beat on that scoring pass and just pushes the pack until there is no pack and able to put some points on the board.
Bam sneaks by on the inside there and scores another 5 points. Lola builds up some speed, dives right into that Surly wall. Tries to sneak around on the inside, but it's not working for her. Bam's already back around again, working her way through the Furious Truck Stop Waitress wall. And time elapses, and they call it at 2.
So both teams picking up points. 14-8 in favor of the Surleys. It's bringing them up to 277 points, nearing the 300 mark. 53 for FTW.
And we're going to have a timeout for the waitresses. That leaves them with 1 left for the period. They still have their official review. The Surleys still have 3 timeouts and their official review. So far, it looks like both coaches have been okay with the calls made by the officials. I don't think there has been a single official review this entire game.
Yeah, you're right. And really not that many timeouts either. It's actually been moving along pretty quickly.
The fast pace can be hard on the skaters, but it's definitely good on the audience. We always want to see a game progressing and not really bogged down by a lot of timeouts and a lot of official reviews. But I mean, if they're worth it and they're going to save something, save the game for a team, that definitely should be taking their official reviews.
Yeah, for sure. They just probably didn't see anything that they wanted to, I guess. But sometimes you'll see it as almost a timeout if they see something that's just kind of questionable.
Yeah, this is the first the first game this ref crew has done for this tournament. It won't be their last by any way.
Yeah, still plenty of games to go. This is I think, the third game, and
Yes.
we got 6 more to go.
6 more.
Oh, God.
Oh, no. I think we just had a big hit here on the outside. One of the refs got taken
Yeah,
down.
we got a ref down.
We're going to go ahead and... All right, looks like we're going to have a ref switch out here, but we're going to get right back into gameplay. The skaters are going to go ahead and get back on the track now. We've got a little bit over 12 minutes left in this second period. The score is 281 Surleys to 53 Furious Truck Stop Waitresses.
Rose City's like, we've got some big new change coming up. And Denver Roller Derby's like, you're combining your 9,000 Twitter accounts?
All right, as we get back into the action, we have Mad Hater going off against Stash.
And
Stash
Stash
takes the early lead on the inside. That makes her 9 for 9 on lead. Oh, a nice little juke there. Takes her to the outside. And she calls it after getting 4 points.
There you go.
Rocky Bonobo's coming up for their 4th jam, I believe. They're going to be going up against Pariah. She is still the top scorer for the Furious Truck Stop Waitresses. Rocky's giving that front wall a nice struggle there and goes ahead and takes lead. Pariah's still trying to work their way out of the back, out of this pack, while Rocky comes in for their scoring pass. Little fall there, but they're back up on their skates.
Yeah, a little tumble, but Rocky didn't fall into anyone, so they just got right back up. Pariah's free.
Rocky's trying to finish off this pack, get all the points they can, and has called it real quick.
Yeah, I called it. Pariah was headed towards the pack pretty quickly, but looks like unable to pick up any points, so it's going to be 4-0 for the Surleys. And a couple of familiar jammers at this point lined up. We got Hell's Angel and Mad Hater.
These two have been facing off against each other all bout with varying results. Hell's been up on the scoring and lead. So let's look if Mad Hater can take all that, put it into this lead, put it into the jam, and see if she can do something with it.
So far, Hell's Angels going to have the lead jam. Mad Hater's got just, well, now it's 3. Now, well, all right, it's 4 to beat. The Surleys reforming again and again.
Hell's coming through, picks up all of her points. Mad Hater has gotten out of the pack now.
Yeah, Angel looking to the bench to see what the direction
And
is.
she calls it just before Mad Hater hits the pack,
Yeah, Surleys
denying her of any points.
looking to run as much time off the clock as possible, I think. Get that extra 5 seconds, make Mad Hater skate all the way around.
Definitely. And when you're the back jammer, but you have lead, you definitely get to watch the front jammer as they come into the pack, and you have all the control, so you can call it off. And it's just that little bit of intimidation that you give to them to really crush their spirits, so they won't be coming back with as much fire. Nice. Furious Truck Stop Waitresses are managed to go ahead and take lead here.
Yeah, Risky Business was really strong push through on the outside lane. It's Enya. And we hear the calls to call it, and FTW is going to go ahead and call that jam after picking up 4 points, and Surly's able to steal away 3 points as well there.
So points scored on both sides, but that was the first lead for the Furious Truck Stop Waitresses in the last 9 jams. Let's see if they can capitalize on that, keep the momentum going, and get lead again.
Yep, Mad Hater's up to try to do that. We do have one Surly blocker, so this is going to be an advantage for the truck stop waitresses.
Cholula is able to go right through the middle and pick up lead. Mad Hater does the panty pass, the star pass. And it is successful.
And I think that's Miss Andrew now that's got the star for FTW.
You are correct. We have 2 Surleys in the box now,
Yep. So
and it's called.
gets called with Miss Andrew headed towards the pack, but this is a good opportunity for Pariah Carey, who's going to be jamming in the pink because they will have a 2-person pack advantage to start this one.
They're not going to have the 2-person advantage for too long, but they may be able to go ahead and get lead here.
Yeah, we'll see if they're able to convert. Yeah, one of the Surly blockers is already standing, so they'll be let loose pretty quickly. And it looks like almost
nice heavy
immediately.
hit there to Pariah, takes her down. Surly's doing a great job of killing Pariah's momentum, but she is able to push through the pack and has lead.
Yeah, Goldie a go-go with a nice recycle on Rumbunctious, who's jamming for the Surleys, and now Pariah's trying to pick up some points.
Pariah just needs to score points here and call it off. And that's what she does.
Yep, able to pick up a few. We'll see how many she got.
3.
3 points for Pariah. So 300 points even for the Surly Girlies. 60 for the Furious Truck Stop Waitresses.
Is this her 10th?
Math is pretty easy on this one. 5 times as many points for the Surleys. Currently up by 240.
And this is the 10th lead in a row for Stash. Mad Hater still trying to get out of the pack. Aphrodite puts a good hit on Stash, killing her momentum. Stash takes the inside and calls it.
A really great game for Stash Spot.
Furious Truck Stop Waitresses are going to be starting a blocker down. Looks like we have official review happening. Furious.
And while we wait for this, do want to give a shout out to some of the vendors that we do have here. We have Wreck and Effect, skater owned and operated. And they're able to convert Converse and Van high tops into skates.
Converse and Vans. That's pretty interesting because I have a lot of Vans I love. I never thought of them as being skates. And if you're in the audience currently and you want to give a shout out, they are selling shout outs for $1 at the merch table directly behind the announcer table. Give them a shout out, and then we'll give whoever you want a shout out. Nerd, our jam timer's doing a little dance out there, keeping this interesting.
Yeah, looks like the official review was explained, and now the officials will go over to review it. Yeah. Talk amongst themselves for a little bit.
And as soon as we know, we will let you know the results. So this bout hasn't been very penalty heavy. We've had a few, of course. That just goes hand in hand with Derby.
Yeah,
But I don't think that penalties have been a big factor either way for either of these teams in really changing the flow and pace of the game.
I agree, and there really hasn't been very many power jams as well, which kind of comes along with that. It's been clean on blockers and the jammers. I want to say probably less than 5 power jams. I feel like there's really not been very many.
Yeah. It definitely is an offensive defensive maneuver to try to get the other team to pull a lot of penalties, so that you're not facing them at their full strength. Both teams have been playing a pretty relatively clean game, and this bout has really just come down to experience, strategy, and determination.
And I do want to call out that the Surleys have about 4 extra players on their roster. So as the game gets longer, that does start to come into effect.
Yeah, definitely. Wear and tear does to take effect during a bout, especially when you're playing a lot of jams back to back.
And actually, since the game has been progressing so quickly, there's been less time to rest for FTW. Got the results of the official review being explained to my co-announcer right now as we got Hell's Angel and Risky Business starting to jam.
So the Furious Truck Stop Wasters asked for a low block on one of the red blockers. Unfortunately, there wasn't enough to make a call by the refs, so a no call does stand, and the Furious Truck Stop Waitresses are going to lose their last official review.
Yeah, so Furious Truck Stop Waitresses down to 1 timeout. And in the meantime, Angel was able to pick up lead jam, and falling down on the outside there is going to call it off, but possibly picked up some points before that. We'll see. And actually looks like it's going to be a 0-0.
Yeah, that's going to be another shutout, unfortunately, against the Furious Truck Stop Waitresses, but they did clear the penalty box, so they will be starting at full strength.
And putting on the star for the first time for the Surleys is going to be Jams T. Kirk. Live up to their namesake here. Up against Pariah Carey, who has been doing a whole lot of jamming.
Still the lead scorer for the Furious Truck Stop Waitresses. Jammer T. Kirk goes ahead and takes the inside for a very quick lead.
Yeah, I didn't call her lead Jams T. Kirk right now.
Oh, she just takes a little tumble there. Oh, takes a big hit while trying to make a call off.
Yeah, was not expecting that one.
That hit looked clean to me. But I'm not on the track, so I can't make that call.
Yeah, Foxy's going to go to the penalty box for that one. And we're going to have 1 blocker in the penalty box each as Stashbot tries to make it 11 for 11 lead jams.
Pretty sure Lola Bunny doesn't want that to happen. All right, Stashbot's putting little moves on there. Does take a fall, but pulls a penalty on one of the blockers for Furious Truck Stop Waitresses.
Yeah, so she's going to
Looks
get
like
back up
that's
and
going
get
to be
lead
risky
jam.
business going to the penalty box. Stashbot is now 11-11 for lead on jams. Does a little 1-2 action there. Scores 5 points.
Yeah, got nice and low, changed directions. Such an agile skater.
Staunches through the pack again. Stash.
Stash now working on a 3rd scoring pass and able to
And
kind of
she's through
plow
again.
through.
That's 15 points this jam so far. All right, Stash is well, and she does. She's at her another 20-point pass for Stash. Little Bunny takes a hit and goes to the inside, and she's still down.
Yeah, ammunition is making things quite difficult for her.
Stash is coming around, and she gets another clean pass for another 5 points, bringing it up to 25 for this jam.
An effortless skip and a jump to complete that scoring pass. Already at 25 with still 30 seconds remaining.
Oh, she takes a nice hit from Afro there. Sneaks around on the outside.
Yeah,
And she's back out for another 4.
that was slowed down a little bit. Now we've got the
And she calls it with confidence.
we got the FTW jammer out, but 29 points picked up for Stashbot.
11
her-
jams
she's
and
gotta
11
be-
leads.
She's got to be in the triple digits of points here. We're well into the triple digits. Barth is doing some math right now, and we're about to find out how many points Stashbot has.
So far, Stash has scored 43 points in the second half, adding to her 83 from the first half, bringing her grand total with 2 minutes left in the game to 126 points.
Yeah, so to put that in perspective, Stashbot has scored twice as many points by herself. She's scored twice as many points by herself as FTW has scored in a team.
I'm so glad
Cholula does have lead in this jam. This very well may be the last jam. We'll see.
Yeah, jam clock and the game clock pretty close here.
Mad Hater still having a lot of problem getting out of her initial pass. And Cholula goes and scores 5 points. Both of these teams have been playing a very furious game out there. Seeing a little bit of fatigue, but these are definitely some serious competitors playing in this bout today.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it has been a bit of a runaway for the Surleys, but FTW has made them fight for every point that they've got. They really have put up a great showing, and like we were talking, they're down several skaters on their roster, so to see them still skating so hard out there is really impressive.
And it looks like this is going to be a power jam for the Surleys with just 40 seconds left in the game and 41 seconds left in the jam.
Yeah, Pariah getting a cut track there, so Cholula's going to run this one out, I bet.
Cholula's coming in to score. Scores her 20th point there. We've got 13 seconds left in the game.
Yeah, Cholula's going to come back and try to get one more scoring pass.
Both teams back up to full strength with just seconds left.
And that's going to do it. Unofficial score 355. Might get a few on there, but 355 for Surleys and 60 for FTW. 358. Those last few points coming in.
A very defensive game for both teams. The Surleys keeping the Furious Truck Stop Waitresses from scoring and really taking this game away from them.
Yeah, and we will be coming up into game 4. After this is going to be the Skate Riot Project up against the winner of our first game, the Whiskey Rollers.
I have been Thrash Panda.
And I am Ben McCutcheon.
And thank you for joining us.
That's a game. Stats were really, really fun for that, actually.
Yeah, that was fun having that. I can't remember that shit.
Yeah, he's so quick with it. It's really impressive. Jammers for the Surleys are really good. So you're out of Flagstaff?
Yeah.
So I've come up there a few times for bouts.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, my girlfriend skates for SRP, so she's come out there, and then she was on the chain gang before, so she's skated on.
Thank you.
Against the
Mr. Producer.
Well done, Vince.
Yeah, great producing.
I'm so glad I stat tracked on that bout. Yeah. Because that's
It's an interesting one.
big stat. Okay, so the team that had Lose Chaos had the jammer that put over 3 triple digits. Oh, Lose Chaos? No. It's somebody different. Like, my God.
So why are they playing a new team?
So because there was the team that dropped out,
Yeah.
SRP got a bye. And so they basically like,
Oh, so they didn't have to play.
yeah,
But
they
got
would have
a
had to
chance.
play already.
Hey.
We're right here. I'll sit in your chair too.
Great, I'll come join you guys. Yeah. I'm gonna spectate this one.
I think I'm third.
All right.
Then I think we're back together
Okay.
on the 6th.
I'm either main or third. I don't remember.
I don't think we have a third. I think it's just me and you.
Okay. Sweet.
That will give us the answer.
Is this it? It's
Thank
you
you.
and me with Thrash third, but
Oh,
you guys
okay.
know. You guys can go ahead.
I mean, whichever.
I don't.
I would love to have a third because I think we can step up the live feed game.
Like I
Of
said,
like,
it's up to whoever. I have to agree.
I-
If you'd rather do that, do it. I think I will.
yeah. So, and what I'm also going to do too is I'm going to go ahead and play the live feed